Okay, I got a question for you guys. What if you wanted to buy a mousepad for, your gaming needs, but at the same time you really need a carpet for your room and you need budget for one of those things? Well, the answer is get a gigantic mousepad that can double as both. This is the Endgame Gear MPC1200. Big thank you to their local distributor Tech Dynamic for sending it over for me to check out. This is the MPC1200 Stealth Edition. It's part of Endgame Gear's, I think, Cordura line of gaming mousepads. It's a cloth mousepad and it's gigantic. This is the size of its box because this is how big the mousepad is. So this is the MPC1200. It is clearly a desk mat designed to cover the whole desk as some sort of gaming / work surface. It's gigantic. Now, Endgame Gear's other mousepads usually come in kind of a box and come flat so they don't get rolled up, but with a mousepad this big, you kind of don't have a choice. So the dimensions of this mousepad is 1200 by 600 millimeters and it's 3 millimeters thick. Now, to put it into perspective, the QCK Heavy, a very classic gaming mousepad, is 6 millimeters thick with a lot of padding, and I think it's only 40 cm by 60 cm in terms of size. So this is a lot bigger than the QCK Heavy. But here you go, MPC 1200. I decided, since since mousepads are honestly kind of boring, I wanted to check out a mousepad that was special, like huge, ginormous, really weird and funky. So this is pretty interesting if you ask me. So here's the mousepad out of the box. It doesn't really come with any packaging, it just comes with the mousepad inside the box itself, and boom, this is it. I could use this as a blanket. In a pinch, it could work as a blanket. This is ginormous. I can't actually use this because my table, I don't think, is 60 cm in terms of depth. I think my table is only about 50 cm in terms of depth. So this is a bit massive. It's a bit gigantic, but I like having insane stuff because insane stuff is cool to check out, and this will make for a great thumbnail. Like, whoa, it'll make for a great thumbnail, that's for sure. And I think to shoot the B-roll for this, I will probably have to put this on the floor because my table can't fit it at all. Yeah, so it's massive, as you can tell, and for perspective, I am 1.79 meters tall. I lie to girls and tell them I'm 1.8, just makes me look a bit more attractive. But it is huge, it is humongous, and it's really huge. Why would anyone need such a big mouse pad? I think at this point, if you're buying something so big, you're not really buying this pad as just a dedicated mouse pad. You probably also use it as a desk pad. You probably put a bunch of different things on it, and you probably do a bunch of work on it, which isn't a bad idea. So in terms of features of this mouse pad that all Endgame Gear Cordura mouse pads have, this has a nice etched Endgame Gear logo in the corner here. I think this is supposed to be in the top right, but it's so huge it doesn't really matter which orientation you put. It's going to be in the corner. It has a nice rubber base so that if you put it on a smooth surface, it won't slide around with too much force. Like, it sticks to whatever surface pretty well with the high friction rubber base. But the thing is, with such a mouse pad, like so big and so heavy, it probably won't move no matter how hard you try to move it. And it's got stitching on the edges of the mouse pad to prevent fraying, so it's got kind of like a cloth stitching on the side. I'm sure you've seen it on other mouse pads before, but it's a pretty important feature, especially with such a big piece of cloth. It's more likely to fray, so it's good that it has this stitching on the side to prevent fraying. That's essential, I think. Finally, the mouse pad surface itself has this Cordura material, which is what Endgame Gear calls their synthetic cloth mouse pad. In terms of how it feels relative to say this mouse pad, this is the Artisan Hayate that I reviewed in the past. It feels a bit smoother than the Hayate, but the Hayate is a pretty high resistance mouse pad, and it's a bit hard to test it out because it's ginormous. So I'm gonna put this on the floor now, and I'm gonna determine whether it's actually a smooth or high resistance mouse pad by testing it on the floor. So let me just put it together. This is hilarious how humongous this is. Look at that. Like, look at the size of that mouse pad. It is insane how big that is. It's a yoga mat. This is what it is. Downward dog. It's great for scratching. Yeah, not only does it serve a purpose as a mat for gaming mice, you can also do yoga on it with yoga. So, yeah. That's a bonus, I guess. It's comically huge, and as with most mouse pads, the moment you put your skin on there, your skin cells. That's not very nice. So this is basically what happens over time. So you might notice that some mouse pads get white patches. That's actually skin cells. This is a loaner unit, so sorry Tech Dynamic for dirty your mouse pad. Yeah, I will clean it up. Don't worry, I'll use a vacuum and go over it in a bit. But we're gonna test some gaming mice here on it now. Oh gosh, I hope they don't get mad at me. So I got a variety of mice to test it out. So I'm testing out my HyperX Pulse mouse here. I'm testing out my Logitech G102 mouse here. I am going to test out, ZXTech which I've yet to review. This mouse here, right here. And we're going to test out all these gaming mice and see how smooth they are. And you're just going to do a rough test. So, alright. So I'm most familiar with the G102 because it was my daily driver for the longest time. So I'm going to give it the feel. It's quite interesting actually, the feeling of this mouse pad. It's not really the smoothest I've ever tried because it's got a pretty rough, almost Kevlar-like synthetic material. In fact, it's a bit scratchy, I would say, but it's not bad. Like, it could be much worse. It's really not bad. I actually do enjoy it. It's a lot higher resistance than the mousepad I'm used to, which is a Corsair MM300, I think it's called. So that mousepad is really slippery, cotton and soft. This mousepad is a bit higher resistance, a bit scratchier, and a bit rougher. But it's fine. I mean, I do enjoy it. If you're someone who wants a higher resistant mousepad, this could be a pretty good choice. So a lot of people actually do like the Cordura material. I've read pretty positive reviews for it. Now this is not necessarily to my tastes because I do not like high resistance mousepads, but it feels good. It feels pretty nice. It's got good stitching on the edges. And then in this particular case, it's ginormous, which is, I think, pretty cool as well. So there's that. So I guess it's conclusion time for this quick little overview and unboxing video. I'm just gonna lie down and present the video because why not, right? This pad is a pretty interesting prospect. It's a pretty interesting product you can check out. Big thank you to Tech Dynamic for sending it out for me to unbox and check out and review for a little bit. This is a loan unit, they have no control over the kind of creative opinion. As you can tell, I'm pretty impressed by it because I'm using it as a nice mat to lie on. So, in conclusion then, should you buy one of these gaming mouse pads? Well, I haven't used it long enough to give it a full review. I might or might not give it a full review. But the thing is, the thing about mouse pads is that you need to be comfortable with the pretty high resistance, kind of slightly scratchy mouse pad material that is featured here. You might or might not like it. If you're someone who likes the QCK hip, this might be a good choice. If you're someone who likes the NZXT mouse pads or the Artisan mouse pad, this might be a pretty good choice. But if you're someone who likes really slippery mouse pads like the QCK Plus, if you like hard mouse pads, if you like the Corsair MM100 or the Logitech 40, the material on this, the Cordura material on this is pretty different. So if you're someone who likes high resistance, this might be something you want to consider. If you're someone who likes slippery mouse pads, this is definitely not what you should be looking at. But I really like the build quality with these stitching on the edges. I really like the rubber base, it's a pretty good rubber base. The material itself feels pretty sturdy, and also if you get this gigantic size, you get yoga mat in the box as well, and it can double as a yoga mat, although it gets a bit, oh yeah, okay. So anyway, I'm gonna end this video off here. This was just a little fun unboxing first impressions video where I messed around with a couple of mice, like so. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found it funny or enjoyable or helpful, make sure you like and subscribe. Join my Instagram or Discord. There are a lot of people that are happy to help if you have any questions you want to ask, and ask away over there. I'll see you guys in the next video, which might come this weekend, probably will be this weekend, where I'm reviewing the HK Gaming Mirror S. And that will be a pretty interesting video, and that video might be... Okay, so I'm going to end this video off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, which might be whenever. Bye!